Snow drifted silently across the narrow dirt road leading toward the forgotten farmhouse. The wind sliced through the bare trees, carrying a cold that felt endless. A lone woman moved carefully through the storm, her steps slowing as doubt crept in. She wasn't lost, just exhausted by running out of choices. All she needed was shelter, somewhere to survive the night. From the porch of the aging house, a man watched her approach. Ethan Cole, a Navy SEAL home on leave, stood still, his posture calm but guarded. His scars weren't visible, but they shaped every movement he made. He didn't rush forward or ask who she was. When she finally reached the steps, he spoke quietly, almost gently. "I need someone to stay. And you need a place to be." For the first time in weeks, the cold didn't feel as crushing to her. Winter had claimed northern Idaho completely. Snow buried the land, muting color and sound until the world felt paused in time. The farmhouse stood alone against the white expanse, weathered but unbroken, as stubborn as the man who had returned to it. Ethan was 38, broad-shouldered and strong, with the controlled stillness of someone trained to carry danger without showing it. His steel-gray eyes held memories he never spoke aloud. He hadn't come back to heal. He came because there was nowhere else left. 5 years earlier, while deployed overseas, his wife, 6 months pregnant, had collapsed suddenly. HELP syndrome. Organ failure. By the time he returned home, both mother and child were gone. The house they'd planned to fill with life became unbearable. So he fled to his grandfather's old farm, a place that asked nothing of him. That afternoon, as snow thickened, Ethan spotted movement near the fence line. 2 tiny shapes huddled together in the storm. Puppies, no more than weeks old, shaking, barely breathing. Without hesitation, he scooped them up, pressing them against his chest. Back inside, he dried them, warmed milk, and watched them finally sleep near the fire. He didn't name them. Naming meant attachment. As night fell, the storm grew heavier. Ethan sat alone at the table, memories pressing in. He checked the doors and windows. Old habits never left. Then he heard it. A knock. Soft, uneven, almost uncertain. Ethan froze, listening. Another knock followed, weaker than the first. Someone was out there, waiting in the storm. And with that sound, everything was about to change. When Ethan opened the door, the wind forced its way inside before the woman did. Cold flooded the room, sharp and biting. She stood on the porch barely upright, her thin coat soaked through, clinging to her trembling frame. Her lips were blue, her hands raw and shaking. Dark, damp hair framed a face drained by exhaustion, but her eyes remained alert, steady and proud. She collapsed before she could speak. Ethan caught her instantly, steadying her weight with practiced ease. She stiffened at first, then let herself lean into him. "You're safe," he said quietly. He guided her inside, closed the door against the storm, and helped her sit near the fire. As he added wood to the hearth, warmth slowly returned to the room. He offered her tea without asking questions. She accepted it with shaking hands, breathing in the steam before taking a careful sip. "My name's Maya," she said softly. "Maya Collins." She explained she had been a nurse until hospital cuts erased her job. No family. No backup plan. Just the road and the storm. She didn't ask for pity and Ethan didn't offer it. He introduced himself simply, Ethan. Nothing more. Her gaze drifted to the floor where 2 small puppies slept curled together. Her expression softened instantly. "I found them today," Ethan said. "They wouldn't have survived the night." "They're beautiful," she whispered. Morning came but the storm didn't leave. Snow blocked the doors completely. Maya tried the handle, then looked back at Ethan with quiet worry. "You can't go out there," he said calmly. After a long pause he spoke again. "I'll be leaving soon. When I do, this place will be empty. The house, the animals, they'll need someone." He met her eyes. "You can stay. No questions. No debt." Maya hesitated. Staying meant safety but also trust, something she'd learned to avoid. Leaving meant cold and hunger. "I don't want to be a burden," she said. "You wouldn't be," Ethan replied. "You'd be helping." The fire crackled between them. Outside the storm howled. "I'll stay," she said finally. "Just until I can stand on my feet again." Inside the farmhouse, something fragile but real began to grow. 2 strangers sharing shelter, not out of hope but survival. The days passed slowly, shaped by quiet routines. Maya woke early, moving softly through the farmhouse. She cleaned, repaired, stitched, and organized, restoring life to a space long neglected. The house responded, shedding its loneliness bit by bit. Ethan spent his days outside, fixing fences and reinforcing beams. He spoke little but noticed everything. He watched how Maya treated the dogs with gentle patience, how laughter returned to the house in small, unexpected moments. She named the puppies one afternoon. The darker one became Rook, calm and watchful. The lighter one, endlessly curious, was named Juno. The name stuck, and so did the joy they brought. Evenings were simple. Shared meals. Quiet conversations. Long silences that didn't feel empty. One night, Maya admitted she once feared silence meant abandonment. Now she realized silence could mean someone was choosing to stay. When Ethan received the call to return to duty, the farmhouse fell quiet again. He told her carefully, offering no promises. Maya didn't beg him to stay. She only promised to care for the house, the dogs, and herself. After he left, the weight of responsibility settled on her shoulders, but she carried it. She repaired gates, planted cold-weather vegetables, stacked firewood, and followed the lessons Ethan had shown her. One stormy night, an intruder approached the farmhouse. Maya didn't panic. She darkened the house, secured the dogs, triggered the old alarm, and defended herself until help arrived. Wade, the neighbor, drove the man off and saw her strength clearly. "You protected this place," he told her. When Ethan returned weeks later, he barely recognized the farm. It was alive again. The dogs ran to him, stronger and trained. Maya stood on the porch, steadier than before. "She held her ground," Wade said simply. Ethan saw it then. This wasn't a woman passing through. She belonged. Life found a rhythm neither of them forced. Mornings with coffee. Evenings by the fire. The farm became a place of quiet purpose. Maya helped neighbors. Trust grew naturally. One afternoon she asked Ethan if healing meant fixing what was broken, or learning to live with the cracks. He didn't answer right away. He didn't need to. They chose each other slowly, without declarations. When the small ceremony came, it was simple. Neighbors gathered. Dogs sat proudly between them. No speeches. Just a decision to stay. Loneliness no longer lived on the farm. Some miracles arrive quietly, through open doors, shared meals, and second chances. This was one of them.